Hi, good afternoon, good evening. Today is 1st of December 2021. It's been a great year from January and then pushing down to December. We've had several challenges, had several times where we needed to say, "Oh God, thank you for these opportunities." We had projects that has been executed from start to close. We have projects that started the journey and still ensuring that we are still um, on the project scope. Very quickly this morning, I'll be doing a piece to drawing our attention to understanding who a project manager is. What are the functions of a project manager? What should you know about a project manager? But don't forget that before there is a project manager, there should be a project. And so, very quickly this morning, I'm going to be running through a piece on what is a project? Why do people embark on project? Why do people get their project success? Why do some people end up realizing the fact that they couldn't meet their project goal or the project scope, as the case may be? So follow me quietly as I take you through to understanding why your project failed or why your project succeeded. So a project is a temporary endeavor. The project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to accomplish a unique purpose. The project is a temporary endeavor that is undertaken to achieve or to accomplish a unique purpose. Underline this, that the project is a temporary endeavor. Now, the word temporary means it has time limits. So, such that the project is not initiated to, to continue the process till eternity. That's not true. That your project was initiated bearing in mind that there is a time frame wherewith the project should be closed. So a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to accomplish a unique purpose. Meaning that for every project, there is a unique purpose. And this is where most of us get it wrong. We find it difficult to identify the uniqueness in our project. It could be building project. It could be project in the real estate industry. It could be project in agriculture. It could be project, it could be marriage. So that the marriage is also a project. But for the course of this broadcast, I'm going to be streamlining our attention to the real estate, that's the building construction, and also agriculture, because that is our thematic focus. Don't forget that the project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to accomplish a unique purpose. Two distinct things: a temporary endeavor, time consciousness, and then to accomplish a unique purpose. That means something that you so desire that this is what I want to achieve. Now, what are the attributes of project? The attributes of project: number one, that the project has a unique purpose. Number two, that the project is temporary. Number three, that the project requires resources. The project requires resources, that the project should have a primary sponsor. The project should have a primary sponsor, and also the project involve uncertainty. Let me run through back the attributes of the project. Number one, that the project must have a unique purpose. Number two, that the project must be temporary. Number three, it requires what? Resources. That means you must put in your finances. You must put in your time. You must put in your skill. It requires resources. Should have a primary sponsor. So such that you will not just initiate the project and then expect manners to fall from heaven. No. The project must have a primary sponsor, and the project must involve uncertainty. As we go further in the course of this section, you will understand the part of the uncertainty, that we have two types of risks. We have the known risks and we also have the unknown risks, such that there are some certain things that you can actually identify as a project manager. Okay, fine, that in the course of executing this project, this and this and this is what we might encounter. You get the point? Those are known risks. And then for the unknown risks, imagine, for example, the Dangote refinery that was being initiated a few years ago to be executed, I think, this year. But the heat of the global pandemic distorted the process of the project. As such, they had to review the time frame to executing the project and reviewed for next year, that's December next year. Don't forget that the project involves uncertainty. So there are things that may occur in the process of executing the project that must be factored. Now, when we say a project is unique, what do we mean? We actually mean that the project requires progressive elaboration. When we say a project is unique, we actually mean that the project requires a what? A progressive elaboration. Now, the progressive in this part here simply means that the project proceeds in steps. So, for example, you want to build a structure. What are the first things you need to do? You need to make inquiries to get a land. You need to make inquiries to get a land. Now, you've gotten the land. You need to what? You need to consult what? An architectural design. Okay, fine. This is what I want to build. So don't forget that the project, that the progress requires what? A proceeding steps. And also, if you have been able to identify that the project requires a proceeding steps, then you would know that the project continues steadily. The project continues steadily. And that's the part of the progressive. And then the elaboration, that the project is worked out with care and detail. That your project must be worked out in care and detail. And lastly, that the project must be developed thoroughly. The project must be developed thoroughly. Now, this is where most of us get it wrong. We just, I want to build a 4-bedroom bungalow, for example. I didn't consult a well structured architectural designer, and I just say, okay, fine, I want to build a 4-bedroom bungalow. I didn't understand the fact that I needed to develop this project thoroughly. Take it or leave it, I'm going to hit the brick at some point. Why? You end up realizing the fact that you have issues with the structural engineer. You may be saying, oh, this is where I want the room to be positioned. The engineer will be saying, I think it will be best here. But imagine that you both have done or developed this project thoroughly before executing the project. Now, what are the advantages? The advantages of a formal project management. The advantages of a formal project management. So we are saying that if you consider consulting the services of a project manager, it has advantages. Let me run through some of the advantages. Number one, it gives you a better control of your finances, your physical project, and the human resources. That if you consult a well-renowned project manager, it gives you the advantage to a better control of, number one, your finances. Number two, the physical structure of your project, and then number three, human resources. Number two, it improves the project relationship. So what a project manager does, the project manager is an expert on the field. He has the ability to help you mobilize the right team to work on your project. So it brings about that relationship. Number three, now what the project manager help you do on your project, it brings about a shorter development time. The project manager help you develop your project in bits considering time factor. So he knows that in so time, this is what we should be executing. In so time, this is what we should be executing. Number 4, the project manager bring about a lower cost in executing your project. Bring about a lower cost in executing your project. So this is what I do. I ensure that for every materials purchased or to be procured for the project, I do a proper follow-up, ensuring that I rely on my network to get the best material at an affordable price. Number 5, it brings about higher quality and increased reliability. That's what happens on your project site. Bring about higher quality and increased reliability. Number 6, what we do on your project site is that we help you bring about improved productivity. Bring about improved productivity. So even though it is a resident home that we are building, or probably it is a farming enterprise, will bring about what an improved productivity on your project. Also, this is very key. We bring about a better internal coordination. Now, what's the internal coordination? The coordination between you, which is the project owner, your engineer, which you hand over the project to, and also the project team working on the site. So what we do is we come in, we represent you, the client, we represent your interest on your project. And if this is done, we'll bring about a better internal coordination. That means you don't have to start making noise on the site. You don't have to be worried. You can travel anywhere all around the world. Just give us the template of what you want to achieve. And guess what? We are ready to achieve it for you. And lastly but not the least, we'll bring about higher worker morale. This is very key. One of the major reasons why most projects have hit the brick, why most project has not been successful, it is because the project team, which we also call as the workers, has very low interest on the project. So this is what we do. Not just because we want to achieve the project goal, we also consider the guys working on the side. Don't forget that your project is a temporary endeavor, bearing in mind that there's a unique purpose that you want to achieve. Yes, and for these to be achieved, then you need the services of a project manager. Do well to contact us at Olinelvic Solutions. Trust me, we would come in your project and help you achieve your project goal. Thank you, and God bless you.